This tank doesn't rely on speed or even firepower. It relies on something far more important, survival. Because on the battlefield, the last tank standing wins. And the Challenger 2 was built for exactly that. It doesn't need to fire first. It doesn't need to move faster. Because even when it gets hit, it keeps going. The British Challenger 2 is one of the most heavily armored tanks ever built. And its reputation isn't based on theory. It's based on real combat, where it has survived hits that should have destroyed it. But what makes it so hard to kill? And in a world of faster, more advanced tanks, does that still matter? The Challenger 2 was designed with a very different philosophy. While other tanks focused on speed or advanced targeting, the Challenger focused on protection. Because British doctrine understood something critical. You can't lose a fight if you're still alive. At the heart of the Challenger 2 is its armor, known as Dorchester armor, one of the most advanced composite armor systems ever developed. Its exact composition is classified, but what's known is that it's extremely effective at stopping incoming rounds. And in combat, it has proven it. During operations in Iraq, Challenger 2 tanks were hit multiple times by anti-tank weapons and still remained operational. In one case, a Challenger 2 survived over a dozen direct hits and continued fighting. That kind of survivability is almost unheard of. But protection isn't the only thing it offers. The Challenger 2 is equipped with a 120mm rifled gun, unlike the smoothbore cannons used by most modern tanks. And that difference matters, because the rifled design allows for highly accurate long-range fire, using specialized ammunition, giving it strong precision at distance. It may not fire as rapidly as other tanks, but it doesn't need to, because when it hits hard. Then there's its battlefield awareness. With advanced optics, thermal imaging, and modern targeting systems, the Challenger 2 can operate effectively in all conditions, day or night, clear or obscured. It can find threats before they become a problem. But compared to tanks like the Abrams or Leopard 2, it's not the fastest. Weighing over 60 tons, its mobility is more limited, and its engine doesn't provide the same acceleration, which means it relies less on speed and more on positioning. And then there's the modern battlefield, where tanks are no longer just fighting other tanks. Drones, top attack missiles, precision weapons, all designed to exploit weaknesses. And even the most heavily armored tank is not immune. In recent conflicts, the Challenger 2 has faced these new threats, and while its armor remains incredibly strong, it has shown that no system is completely invulnerable. Which brings us back to the real question. In a battlefield that's changing rapidly, does survivability still matter more than speed or firepower? Because the Challenger 2 represents a different approach. It doesn't try to outpace everything or outgun everything. It simply outlasts, and sometimes that's enough. Because in war, the tank that survives is the one that wins. If you want more breakdowns like this, make sure to subscribe, because the next system might be even harder to stop.